Tony and Corey here, your weekend warriors, and today we're tackling a deck project. All right, Tony, so a friend of ours sent us some pictures of a deck that they have on the back of their house, and it is in bad shape. It's falling down. It's made out of who knows what, because everything is rotted.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that there are quite a few real concerns and issues with this deck. First of all, any deck that is 14 feet off the ground and wobbly is already a problem. We can tell the ledgers have not been properly affixed to the house. This thing could fall down at any time. It needs to be cordoned off and demoed immediately.
Which they've done. They took our advice, they took it down, and they're going to be building a brand new deck. So they called us out on site. He wanted to get some advice, and from the pictures, he did the right thing.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I can't actually wait to get a chance to talk to him and find out what his plans are for the new deck.
All right, this is my friend Ryan here, and he is the homeowner. And Ryan, you sent us those pictures, and there was clearly a lot of rot and damage to this old deck. So, I mean, you made the right call taking it down, but what are some of the reasons you wanted us to come over here and take a look at it?
I think the main reasons I really wanted you guys to get involved was to help me make sure that when we reconstruct the deck, the new deck, that we do it properly. And I had some questions about materials to use, methods for waterproofing, just overall advice on how to make a structure this size last the longest, as well as I guess look well and perform the way we want it to.
Yeah, those are all very good points. You brought up a good one, and it's waterproofing. This is a really big area down here. Do you guys use this for storage normally? With the old deck, water would just kind of come through it. There was no kind of gutter system, or there's nothing to protect this under area, but we would like to use it for storage. We would also like to use it for some outdoor living as well. We can put some chairs and everything to kind of oversee and watch the backyard. We have living space in the basement, so it would be nice to have an area where you can just walk off and kind of sit underneath, as well as for storage would be good too. I think we have a solution for you there. Are you doing this yourself?
No, I'm leaving that up to the professionals. It was me and one other friend demoed this whole thing, and that's about all that I was going to get involved. I saved myself a couple $1,000s by doing that, but I'm happy to pay a licensed professional to do what they do every day and make sure that the structure is built soundly.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Looking up though, some of the damage that you probably had on the deck was because of the way it was installed to the house. And how high off the ground is this deck?
From grade to decking surface is about 14 feet.
Oh, wow.
Probably about 14 feet.
So it's pretty high up there. So typically jurisdictions want permits if it's over 8 feet and engineering. So have you already done that?
I have done that. And with a lot of help from Par Lumber. So I submitted just a little sketch to Par, and they sent back to me an actual digital rendering of what the deck would look like. I was able to take that rendering and submit it to an engineer that I had chosen, and he had marked the drawing up with his red lines, and then I just submitted all that information to the city.
Nice. That's a very important first step.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have a contractor picked out?
I do, and I got the referral from Par as well. I got 2 contractors that had been referred to me. I had them both come out, take a look at the project, and then give me bids. And didn't want to go with the cheapest guy. Just kind of all based it on feel, relationship, how we communicated, and then made sure that his bid was thorough. And we made the selection, and we're looking forward to starting construction tomorrow.
Okay, so it sounds like you have a really good start, but you have some questions about the material selections. I'm gonna let Tony run through that because he's a little more versed in some of the products that you probably want to use. Okay, Ryan, so here's another section of deck. This thing was really pretty big. Let's talk a little bit about what you hope that your deck will do for you going forward that it didn't do for you when it was old.
100% of it is safety. A good chunk of it is gonna be how it looks as well, but the performance of it. Just before, it just didn't feel sturdy. We knew from looking at it from the underside, it was rotten out. We're really just trying to rebuild this thing so that it lasts another 30 years plus, and we'll never have to address it again.
You were here with the old deck for 3 years.
Correct, yep.
Did you feel like during that time that there was nothing you could do to bring that deck back to what would make you happy?
Well, the original homeowner thought that we could, and the inspector, figured that there were some things that we could do on it. People were telling me just put some deck over on it, call it good. But I really just felt like we'd be just putting Band-Aid on a broken bone. So it was pretty easy decision for us to take it down.
So have you looked at any types of products that you're interested in already?
Yeah, I think I want to go the route of a composite material. I love the natural wood look. I just, at this phase in life, I just don't want the maintenance.
Right.
I want something that's going to last, but also look good in 10 years with minimal maintenance.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Trex is that product. There's no question they have a 25-year fade and stain warranty on their product, and they've got so many colors to choose from. You can literally have anything that you want, and in 25 years, it will look exactly like it did, the year that it was installed. The rail on this deck, especially that very tall portion of deck there, is very important. Like you said, safety was your number one thing. What do you imagine when you think about your handrail?
Posts. We didn't have any posts in the whole railing. 45-foot railing, and it was all balusters connected directly to the fascia of the deck.
That is not safe.
No. In fact, when we came to look at the house, when we first bought it, that's the first thing I noticed. We walked out on the deck, and I literally put my hands on the rail, and I could shake 45 feet of the rail, just all of it moving. The realtor said, yeah, you don't want to do that. And
right, don't do that.
From then on, we fell in love with the house, but we knew that this was going to be a capital project that had to be dealt with. So now when I think about the new rail, I think it's going to be just really sturdy, it's going to look good, and it's not going to be wood.
The product that comes to my mind immediately when you say those things is signature railing. Trex's signature railing. It's aluminum, very, very strong. Gives you a really good view and safety and durability. The other thing I wanted to mention is this other deck, being so far off the ground, there's an opportunity to spend some time underneath that deck. But it generally tends to be wet and dank and kind of gross underneath there unless you take measures. Have you given any thought to making that deck maybe waterproof?
I personally hadn't thought about it, but it was brought to my attention, and I'm highly intrigued by it because it is a large footprint of it for the deck, and so that whole underspace could definitely be utilized.
Well, I'll tell you what, Trex makes a product called Rain Escapes, which is a protective layer that goes underneath your decking, but on top of your joist. And what it essentially is a water management system. It manages the water that the deck takes on through rain, takes it to a gutter system, downspouts, and right into your rain drains with all of the other rainwater. It's very effective and allows you to have a super clean space, dry, underneath your 14-foot deck, and you can use that space for whatever you want. And I'm not trying to sell you the entire world, but I want you to have a full vision of all of the products that are available. And this space really lends to another product that Trex sells. I noticed that you don't have any landscape lighting. Do you use your deck after dark at all?
That's the goal with this whole project, is we want it to be a fully usable, all hours of the day extension of the house. And we don't have good lighting back here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Trex has an extensive offering of deck lighting. Lighting on top of the posts, lighting on the risers, lighting in the surface of the steps and the outskirts of the deck. You can literally light that entire thing with Trex lighting and have it be absolutely gorgeous. This is what I want to do. I want to get together with you at a par location where we can be in the store and look at all of the samples, all of the decking colors and styles, all of the wood grains, all of the handrails, the rain escapes, the lighting systems. I want to just go over there with you, pick all that stuff out, make some solid decisions, maybe later this week, and then we'll get some stuff on order and we'll start building this baby.
That sounds great.
That sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, this has been another episode of Your Weekend Warriors. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.